A 100-year anniversary is cause for celebration, and even more so when it commemorates a victory for all.
And Weld County conducted a new round of food inspections with some new and improved measures.
All that and more is to come on a brand new episode and season of Bear News. I'm Gavin Burlack.
And I'm Trey Crocht. First tonight, if you have found yourself having trouble setting goals or procrastinating this semester, stop by the Student Success Resource Center to get the resources and support you might need. Located in Candelaria, room 140, Student Success coaches Haley Blackburn and Rebecca Young want to help students achieve academic goals for the semester. Students can set up an appointment online for a one-on-one coaching session to get help with study strategies, on-campus resources, as well as life skills. The Student Success coaches will provide you with helpful tips on how to stay motivated and on track throughout the semester by assessing your daily schedule and finding what worked best for you.
You know, sometimes all you need is just to learn about resources. And so we'll give you all the information about next stops you can make that are going to help you the most.
The Student Success Resource Center encourages appointments, but drop-ins are welcome too.
Patrons of a local bar raised their glasses last week. No surprise there, right? But as Bear News reporter Madison Burns tells us, it was all in the name of science.
Interested in the Earth and atmospheric sciences? Patrick's Irish Pub hosted a fundraiser for the Association of Women's Geoscientists. So come on in. When you order a drink here at Patrick's, half the proceeds go to the AWG local chapter. Another way people can donate at Patrick's is through the silent auction where people buy tickets to bid on tapestries, signed baseballs, and handmade jewelry.
The Association of Women's Geoscientists actually had a great time, and there was actually a really good turnout for the event.
The Ice House hosted Greeley's Police Department taking on Fort Collins on their second annual hockey game. This game was a lot of fun, but as Bear News reporter Jordan Good tells us, it creates awareness for the PTSD and suicide prevention for local law enforcement.
Last Saturday, the Greeley Police Department played against Fort Collins Police Department for their second annual hockey game at the Ice House in Greeley. This annual event is to help raise funds for the PTSD and suicide prevention awareness in the northern Colorado area.
So this is now, I believe, going to be annual, so this is our second year in a row that we've done it. So last year was the first, so it's pretty exciting.
Each team collected donations for a charity of their choice. Savannah Jones, coordinator of the Alliance Suicide Prevention, explains how the proceeds will be distributed.
We're splitting the proceeds with North Range Behavioral Health. Hi, guys. And I believe we are receiving somewhere upwards of $1,200, which is really exciting for us. For a nonprofit like ours that's going through a bunch of transition, that is a lot of money that we'll put to good use, yeah.
Last year, the teams raised over $2,800.
Probably we'll put it into some of our programming, be it in the schools or our adult programming. We're looking into expanding our grief support groups right now, so that's potentially something we could use it for.
By the end of the game, Greeley scored 9 and Fort Collins scored 3. Reporting for Bear News, I'm Jordan Good.
The only thing that beats a good game of hockey is a good game of hockey for a good cause.
Women could vote in Greeley 100 years ago, and the city celebrated that 100-year anniversary with the 2020 Women's March. The Women's International League for Peace and Freedom hosted the third annual Women's March. Attendees made signs and chanted their way through the streets of downtown Greeley. Participants talked about a need for change in office, so in addition to marching, they could also register to vote. The last stop of the march was the Lincoln Park gazebo, where people spoke about issues involving women's rights, climate change, and more. Female leaders and candidates running for office took the stage as well, including District 50 Representative Mary Young, who spoke about women's health care. If you'd like to get involved in activism, a group called the Courthouse Steps meets on the first Saturday of every month to host speakers and march.
Coming up after the break, we fill you in on those Weld County food inspections.
But before that, students have a new stop on their way around northern Colorado. Stay tuned. The Ames Community College community is still grieving the loss of a professor. Meteorologist and astronomy professor Kevin Pollack was found unconscious in a classroom at Ames 3 weeks ago. 2 professors administered CPR while they waited for the EMTs to show up at the Allied Health and Science Building. The EMTs also tried to resuscitate Pollack, but couldn't revive him. Our condolences go out to the Pollack family and the faculty, staff, and students at Ames Community College. The Greeley-Evans transit system has a new regional route called the Pooter Express that takes people to Windsor and Fort Collins. The new route starts in Greeley at the Greeley Regional Transportation Center and makes a stop at Windsor before continuing to Fort Collins. You can choose from 7 daily round trips Monday through Friday, and buses are equipped with USB ports and Wi-Fi, so you can be productive while traveling. Planning for the regional route started in 2016 and was a collaboration between the City of Greeley, the Colorado Department of Transportation, Colorado State University, Fort Collins, and Windsor. The ride takes a little over an hour and you can transfer to other bus routes in Windsor and Fort Collins. The best part? This route is free to UNC and CSU students. For more information, visit GreeleyEvansTransit.com.
In its continuing effort to keep restaurant patrons safe, Weld County conducted another round of inspections at retail food locations around the county. This year, the county changed the way it scores establishments during inspections. The risk index can range from 0 to more than 110. A passing score ranges from 0 and 49. A score between 50 and 109 requires a re-inspection, and any location with a score over 110 will be closed. Restaurants in Greeley, such as Burger King, Taco Bell, and Five Guys, have been deemed excellent and have even exceeded Weld County food safety standards. These were all inspections done within the last 14 days. Restaurants that weren't so lucky included Burritos El Moro, Chen's Family Buffet, Cranford Cove, Tea Garden, and Lucky Finn's Greeley LLC. Many of the inspections for these restaurants ranged from marginal to unacceptable within the last year. But some of the restaurants managed to improve their scores, according to information on the County Health Department website. Inspections happen 1 to 3 times a year, depending on the establishment, the size of the menu, the number of people served, and the cooking processes used. To see what scores retail establishments received, visit weldgov.com. Coming up after the break, we take a look at the weekend ahead to let you know what to expect. Well, weather-wise, that is.
And with that, our take and your take on a legend gone too soon.
It's winter in Colorado, so let's face it, it's cold.
But it's winter in Colorado, so let's face it, that cold weather could flip over to being sunny with a high of 75 in a matter of hours.
So, to fill us in on all the things weather for what to expect these next few days, we turn it over to our meteorologist, Mackenzie Lake.
Good evening, I'm meteorologist Mackenzie Lake, and the past couple of days we have seen some sunshine and higher temperatures, but that was all disrupted today by some gloom and cloudy skies. Right now in Greeley, it is partly cloudy. We have a high of 43 and a low of 18. The wind speeds are coming from the south, and they're about 21 miles per hour, so pretty moderate, but make sure you have a coat. Humidity is at 60%. Here's a pretty video of our campus this morning. We see some snow, but very light, nothing too crazy. It did put a damper on our day today, though. Moving on into Friday, we see, again, partly cloudy with a high of 43 and a low of 18. And moving on into our 4-day forecast, throughout the weekend, we see, again, partly cloudy skies with a high of 51 on Friday and a low of 31. Saturday and Sunday, again, partly cloudy, high of mid-60s on Saturday and low of 35. Then Sunday, we see a high of 67 and 25, but then again on Monday, we're going right back to snow with a high of 37 and a low of 14. So keep bundled up on Monday, but make sure you get out there on Friday through Sunday. So yeah, my name is Mackenzie Lake, and that was the weather. Back to you guys.
Amidst excitement for the Grammy Awards, unexpected tragedy stole last weekend's headlines. Los Angeles Lakers legend Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash around 10 a.m. Sunday near Calabasas, California. Bryant started his career with the NBA straight out of high school in 1996, signing with the LA Lakers. And he stayed there for 20 years, becoming one of the most accomplished players in basketball history. His Mamba mentality led Bryant to be a 5-time NBA champion and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. By his second season, Bryant earned the first of 18 All-Star selections. Bryant ended his career in 2016, retiring as the NBA's third all-time leading scorer with 33,643 points. In addition to claiming Bryant's life, his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna, was also on the helicopter. She followed in her father's footsteps from watching basketball games to training with him at home. Joining them was Orange Coast College basketball coach John Altobelli, along with his wife, Carrie, and his daughter, Alyssa. Alyssa and Gianna were basketball teammates. This unexpected accident left countless celebrities and sports fans in shock. One thing that Kobe preached was the audacity to chase your dreams even when everyone told you to stop. He understood the fragility of life and noted that each day should be used to be better than before. Now, shouting Kobe takes on a whole new meaning. And I don't know about you, but that's a legacy right there.
Yeah, I didn't even watch basketball and it hit pretty hard.
Yeah, no, it's definitely serious.
Events like this have a way of impacting people no matter their background. Bear News producer Ben Shoemate took to campus to ask students their reactions to the news about Bryant.
The passing of a public figure like Kobe Bryant is something that sends shockwaves through entire communities. Even if you're not fans of that certain genre, it still impacts you in a way. I, for one, don't really care about basketball, but I remember being shocked and sad when I heard the news. Other UNC students felt the same way about Kobe Bryant.
I found out about Kobe Bryant's passing when I was watching the Pro Bowl. It was right after the kickoff, the second or third play in. I think they stopped all the fun for the bad news. A
couple friends told me initially, and then I kind of did some source looking into it, and I found it on Instagram and other sources of social media.
I just woke up and saw on Facebook. It was like the worst thing to wake up to. I just didn't know what to think. At first I thought it was like regular clickbait, but
he meant a lot to the game of basketball, and he was so young. I mean, he just retired a couple years ago, and it's just really sad to see such a legend die so young.
It's terrible. I mean, his daughter's super young too, and just legend gone too early.
Bad. It's bad. We all felt really bad, and like it maybe it wasn't true, but obviously it was true. So we just feel sad for everybody that died in the helicopter. Him along with everybody else too. It's a bit sad story.
Reporting for Bear News 98, I'm Ben Shoemate.
A lot of strong feelings for a celebrity and a legend that has gone way too soon. It's a new year, and that means new hope for a UNC football squad in the hands of a new head coach. And his name is one you might recognize.
Plus, we'll take a look at basketball, hockey, and even track and field. Matt Jenkins is back with sports right after this.
Friday the 13th is normally a day that people dread, but in December, it was the day that the Bears received great news. The football program has agreed to terms with a new head coach. After spending 13 seasons in the National Football League as a wide receiver and winning 3 Super Bowl rings, Ed McCaffrey joined the Bears as head football coach. And now we know his coaching staff. Offensive coach Dave Baldwin. Baldwin was the wide receivers coach at Stanford University when McCaffrey attended the school there. Defensive coach Scott Darnell, who won a state title with McCaffrey at Valor Christian High School in 2018. Special teams coordinator Tony Coxum, who coached the Denver Broncos from 2015 to 2017. Assistant coach Daryl Moe. McCaffrey kept running backs coach Brandon McGuire, and he starts his 4th season with the Bears. McCaffrey brought one of his 4 sons, Max McCaffrey, to coach the wide receivers. Max went to Duke to play football, then on to the NFL to play for the San Francisco 49ers, Green Bay Packers, and Jacksonville Jaguars in 3 seasons. And finally, coaching the tight ends is Michael Armour. He has been with the Bears since 2012 season. It's going to be an exciting year to see what is upcoming for the Bears football program. So far, 2020 hasn't been very good to the UNC Bears wrestling team. They started the year in Chattanooga, Tennessee in the Southern Scuffle. As a team, they placed 6th with a score of 85. Andrew Allrise and Dalton Robertson both placed 2nd in their respective weight classes, while Alan Clothier and Masha Schwartz placed 7th in theirs. As for dual matches, the Bears haven't gotten into the win column yet. They lost their 4 duels so far since the start of the semester. That includes 21-12 at Oregon State, 36-3 against 8th-ranked Oklahoma State, 32-6 versus number 15 Northern Iowa, and 20-16 versus CSU Bakersfield. The next dual match for the Bears is Saturday at 2 p.m. against North Dakota State here in Greeley. You can catch those matches at the Bank of Colorado Arena or watch it on flowwrestling.org. The boys on the ice were busy over MLK weekend playing in 4 key matchups. The first game was against number 5 Oregon Ducks. It was just about neck and neck until the Bears scored 3 goals in the third period alone to win 5-1. Game 2 on Saturday went as planned as the Bears took down Dakota College at Bottineau 4-1 in another impressive showing against a top 10 team. And in the last 2 games of the weekend, the Bears lost to both Boise State and Williston State by a total score of 10-6. This puts the Bears at 17-10-1 on the year. The Bears entered the weekend at 14th in the ACHA D2 rankings and need to get into the top 12 to make the regionals. Their next game is against California State Northridge tomorrow at 7:15 Mountain Standard Time. The Bears track and field programs were busy January 16th and 17th in Colorado Springs. They ran, jumped, and threw against universities such as Air Force, Colorado State, Brigham Young, and Wyoming. For the men, Greg Leday ran a 6.94 in the 60 meters to finish second, while Cameron Ross finished 7th in the 400 meters with a final time of 49.94. The women put up some big numbers in this event, including a personal and university record. On the first day, Mackenzie Pettit broke the school record in the pentathlon with a score of 3,615. That broke the 4-year-old record. In the 60-meter hurdles, Samay Johnson and Zion Smith took 6th and 7th. Johnson finished with a time of 8.92, while Smith finished with 9.35. Crossing the line with 7.71, Danielle Lewis finished 3rd in the women's 60 meters event. Next up for the Bears track and field program is the Carolina Challenge in Columbia, South Carolina, tomorrow and Saturday. Heading over to the pool, the UNC women's swim and dive team split their duel against the Air Force Academy and Seattle. The Bears defeated Seattle 101-49, but lost to the host Falcons 147-91. UNC had 14 top 3 finishes and 3 winning events. Sophomore Anna Austin won the 1,000-yard freestyle by more than 10 seconds, and she also picked up a 3rd in the 500-yard free and 3rd in the 100 butterfly. Fellow sophomore Maddie Moore was all over the pool as well. Moore won the 100 free with a time of 52.19 and was almost 2 seconds faster than the second-place swimmer. She also was on UNC's 200 medley relay and 200 freestyle relay, both of which finished second. And junior Petra Kiss won the 200 individual medley. She was in 4th place before a strong freestyle stroke boosted her to 1st. On the diving boards, the Bears had 2 top 3 finishes in the 1 meter. Tori Sayers is a freshman diver and earned a score of 253.75 and placed second. Senior Keely Coffey was 3rd place finisher in the 1 meter and was the high scorer for UNC on the 3 meter with a score of 202.13. Northern Colorado competes in their final meet before the WAC tournament when they host Colorado State University for their senior night on February 7th at 5 p.m. The UNC women's basketball team prevented a 3-game skid by beating Eastern Washington 63-42. The win came after the Bears lost back-to-back at Sacramento State and Northern Arizona. This win brings the Bears back to 500 in the Big Sky play. The game was massive inside battle with the Bears out-rebounding Eastern Washington 58-29. The 58 rebounds is second most for a single game in Division I history. UNC took control from the very beginning, building an 18-8 lead after the first quarter. Freshman Alicia Davis led the Bears, picking up 21 points. The team goes on the road to take on Idaho State tonight as they look to keep the momentum. We all know that when football ends, it's time to hoop. And to finish out the non-conference play, the men's team finished 3-0. Since entering the Big Sky Conference, the Bears have won 5 of their last 7 games, beating Montana, Montana State, Weber State, Sacramento State, and just recently, Idaho. The Bears were only up by 4 at halftime against the Vandals, but in the second half, they scored an outstanding 48 points to Idaho's 31. This puts the Bears at an overall 12-6 on the year and 3rd overall in the Big Sky. The Bears' next game is tonight at 7 p.m. over at Bank of Colorado Arena against Idaho State. And if you can't make it, you can watch it on Pluto TV or listen in on 1310 KFKA. Now, Gavin, Trey, I want to go back to Ed McCaffrey. I know for me, I'm super excited to have a 3-time Super Bowl champion leading the Bears this next season. And for all of you out there, UNC will put on a promotion for it's $87 for 2 general admission tickets this season.
Sweet. Well, that's amazing. I hope that Ed McCaffrey can really help to make the team better than it was last semester, because that was something else, all right.
Well, that does it for our first show this semester. Thanks so much for watching.
Be on the lookout for our reporters in the field and reach out on social media if you have any questions or comments. And as always, have a great weekend.